Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a really quick video. It's just a handbag reveal slash how I scored the vintage Gucci bag that I'm pretty sure all of you guys saw on my Instagram if you follow me there. If you don't, that is a great place to see how I style everything that I talk about here on my channel. And if you are new here, welcome. I would love for you to join my YouTube family. If you love fashion as much as I do, then I think we should be friends. So hit the subscribe button down below and the bell so you can be notified every time that I upload. So the vintage bag that I basically did a reveal for already on my Instagram and is the #1 most handbag that I have ever gotten questions about, DMs about, is this beautiful vintage Gucci bag. And I did sort of reveal it on YouTube, I guess, in the video prior to this, which is what I wore for the month of December. And I ended up scoring this bag on eBay. I wanted to give you guys kind of like the story time on kind of my process of it and my little bit of tips that I have. A lot of you guys were asking me, what tips do I have? I'm not that great at like finding vintage bags. The queen of vintage bags here on YouTube, I believe, is June from Hey June. That is my girl. She is so good at buying pre-loved and beautiful Mel. She has gorgeous vintage handbags. I believe June just got a vintage Gucci and a vintage Dior clutch. That's absolutely stunning. So I have been looking for a vintage Gucci bag now probably for the past 6 to 8 months, I would say. I kind of go on eBay, you know, once a week, twice a week, just to sort of browse it and see what's there, see if something's worth it or not. I recommend eBay 100% for things like this, just because if this was like on the Real or Fashion File, you would pay probably triple of what it would be on eBay, which I understand too, because they do all the legwork for you. It's there and it's authenticated and all of that. So I recommend eBay just because it's just a way to definitely score one of these bags dirt cheap. So I ended up finding this about a week before my birthday, and I just hit watch on eBay. And I think the trick is on eBay too, is not to do any bids. Don't bid until like the last few minutes or a few seconds. And I just hit watch. I set a timer on my phone, let myself know when, you know, the countdown was going to start to begin. So I did it like 10 minutes prior to the countdown, and it happened to be on my birthday. So I was like, oh my God, it would be a birthday miracle if I ended up winning it. And I did. So it was just it was a really good day. The sellers that I usually trust the most are the ones that accept returns, and this gives you a chance to have it authenticated, whether you want to do it in person, and if you find out it's not real, you can at least send it back. And also too, if there's any feedback from a seller, because sometimes it is their first time selling, which don't disregard those people. A lot of those people are genuinely trying to sell something, even something like this. I actually got this from someone that was a first time seller. They had no feedback, but I'll get into that in a second. If somebody does have feedback, I make sure that it's somebody that has like 100% feedback and all the transactions were good and easy, and I read all of the comments, or most of them. If there's like thousands and thousands, I don't have to. If it's like a 5-star rating, I don't really care for the ones that have less than 100%. So those are my main tips on eBay. So going back to the day that I ended up getting this, like I said, I set the timer 10 minutes prior, just watched the time, and I swooped in really quick. And it also does show sometimes, I feel like it doesn't show all the time, it shows sometimes how many people are watching the item, and there's only 3 people watching this, which I believe I was included in that, and only like 2 or 3 bids were done through that whole week. So I feel like those people weren't really too serious, and I had a good chance, and I ended up getting it. So I ended up getting this for a ridiculous price, and I'm so over the moon with that. But those are my tips as far as like getting it off of eBay. I really think that it's mainly about someone that has good feedback, and if it's someone that, you know, doesn't have any feedback at all, just make sure that they accept returns, because that makes me feel so much more comfortable. I'm sure it'll make you guys feel so much more comfortable knowing that you could return an item. I know you probably have to pay for shipping, but who cares? It's a gamble, and if something's already dirt cheap, it's like, who cares? Like, I think it's worth it. I would only do it even with sellers with 100% feedback with returns too. So returns are, I think, my main thing, and then after that, you know, definitely if they have feedback, make sure it's good. With that being said, I did not get this authenticated until the moment I bought it. So the moment I bought it, I ended up sending the links to 3 different website authenticators. I'll link them below for you guys. I have 3 different PDF certifications now in my email for this bag, and that made me so happy. Granted, if I had I could have done it prior. Like if you have a whole week before the bidding ends, you have time to send off the link or the photos to the different website authenticators. So I should have done that, but I didn't really want to jinx it. I felt like if I sent the pictures and they were like, yes, it's great, it's all good, I would have been really sad. I didn't want to pay for the authentication basically unless I knew for sure it was going to be mine. And the fact that it had, again, returns made me feel so comfortable with that. And the reason why I did 3 different authentications is just really for peace of mind, because this is such an old bag. This is a very vintage bag, and I don't know much about vintage bags. I don't see them often. This isn't a classic silhouette from Gucci where I can go back and reference to photographs. This isn't something you could find easily or even walk into a Gucci. I wouldn't even honestly trust somebody in Gucci to tell me, because this bag is older than probably some of the employees there, you know what I mean? So I got it authenticated from 3 different places. For the most part, I don't do that. I usually only get it authenticated from one other party, which is authenticatefirst.com. That's my favorite. I even do that for stuff from Fashion File and like the Real. If I'm thinking of something, I did it for luxury garage sale, Balenciaga bag. So that is my tips. That's kind of the journey with that. As far as looking for a specific vintage bag, there was 3 things that I really wanted in a vintage Gucci bag. One being the coated canvas. So this is the Supreme coated canvas. It's like really durable. It's kind of like Louis Vuitton canvas if you're familiar with that. 2, a size that's good for every day. So it's something that's not too mini and not too big. Something I could take from day to night. Just a really good everyday size that I could fit everything in the bag and more. And 3, the green and red stripe. I wanted the classic green and red on it because I felt like it screamed vintage. And any of the newer Gucci bags that they have now with the green and red, I feel like it still oozes vintage. And what's crazy is that Gucci's selling bags now that basically are vintage looking bags, but with the new Marmont logo, and I'm not a fan of that. I feel like if it's gonna have the GG logo on it, like I know the Dionysus obviously has the canvas, but if it's gonna have a GG logo on it, I feel like it should be the same GG on the print. I don't know, is that weird? But I'm not saying that those Marmont bags aren't gorgeous. Obviously they're gorgeous. Or the monogram Marmont bags, I think they are stunning. But I'm super stoked that I ended up getting one for like a minuscule of a fraction of a price from one of the bags at retail. Now, one thing I'm really sad about though is that the zipper pull here, it works perfectly fine, but there was a leather tab on it, and on that leather tab was this gorgeous Gucci pendant zipper pull type of situation, and on the back it says Gucci made in Italy. Look how gorgeous it is. I love that detail. The leather pull ended up breaking, and I knew that was going to happen because it seemed really delicate, and they noted that in the thing. They just said, make sure if you're going to be opening the bag a lot, then use the actual zipper pull here and try to avoid pulling the leather tab because it will break. And that was another reason why I trusted that seller. They noted every single detail of the bag. There were so many pictures, like so many pictures, and they were really thorough. I asked them a couple questions and they got back to me quickly. It's like those kind of sellers, like you just have a good feeling about them basically. Anyway, so I ended up just putting the zipper pull little emblem here on one of these little bauble silver chains. I kind of like it. It looks just like a little bag charm. I do still have the little zipper pull inside. Maybe one day I'll get it fixed. Another really cool detail about this bag is that the straps are completely removable. They're not adjustable, even though I could get holes punched to make it adjustable. I don't need to. The strap length is perfect, but I do like that it's removable. I can add another strap or a chain, and I don't know. I just really love it. I love the colorway. So the 3 things that I was looking for in a vintage Gucci bag, I ended up finding, and I'm really happy. As far as the shape goes, I wasn't picky. As far as the accent color, on the leather, they have some brown ones, black ones, or navy ones. I wasn't picky with all of that. It was just those 3 things, and I'm so happy that the stripe goes on the back too. I don't know, it's just so cute, and I'm really happy. So the condition is amazing. Obviously there's some, like, I don't know if that's like detail of the leather, all those little black speckles, but I feel like it is details of the leather because it's kind of like a pattern. Other than that, like, there is a little wear on the piping here. This was all photographed, but it's so, it matches the bag, it matches the character of the bag, and I think that's what you have to kind of embrace going into getting a vintage bag. The inside, I have it stuffed with a scarf at the moment because currently I'm using my Balenciaga Town. I used this bag for 5 days straight. It was amazing. Loved, loved, loved it. Except for New Year's Eve night, I changed into my sister's rectangular mini. But as an everyday bag, this bag was amazing. Another downside is that there's no pockets. It's just one big hole. You could see that there's a little staining in the inside, and you could see that there's like, it's not peeling, it's just like kind of worn off. And here's the tag in this one. It has a little code. It's not bad, and this bag does not smell like anything. I was expecting maybe a mothball odor or a closet odor, that was one of the questions I asked them. I said, does it smell like anything? They're like, nope, there's no smell. It honestly, if I had to say it smelled like anything, it smells like clean clothes. It's really weird. But this is the little leather tab that ended up breaking that was attached to the zipper pull with the little Gucci emblem. But I'll get it fixed one day, like I said. And that is it. I just wanted to come on here and do a really, really quick reveal for you guys and share this beauty because I had so many questions. Again, going back to my tips, they're not really tips. I just think that for the most part, you should look on eBay if you're looking for something like this. Be patient. Like I said, I was looking for 6 to 8 months, and I really just waited until something popped up that I really liked. Ended up scoring on it, and there was a lot of them that I ended up liking a lot through that 6 to 8 months that I would watch, and then I would end up losing it because somebody else bought it, or through the bid. Like sometimes you could buy it now. It's either you could bid or buy it now. You know, through that time period of me watching it, maybe someone bought it, you know, in the middle of the time period before the time was up, if you know what I mean. So if you're an eBay buyer, you understand my lingo right now. But eBay, returns, ask questions, get it authenticated from a third party, and that's pretty much it. So that's my beautiful new to me vintage bag. The one thing I do want to find out about it is the year that it's from. That is something, if anybody is familiar with like super old vintage bags, maybe from the tag or just the style of it, if you have any idea how old it is, please let me know. And yeah, hope you guys love my bag as much as me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Mwah.